the function f equals 2 over x minus 5 is 1 to 1. All that means this function has an inverse. In fact, the inverse, okay, because the inverse is unique. Now we need to find the inverse of f. And to find the inverse, what we do first is we replace fx by y. We write y equals 2 over x minus 5. Then switch the roles of x and y. Just interchange x and y. Then we get x equals 2 over y minus 5. Now we solve this equation for y. So x is same as x over 1. We can cross multiply to get rid of the fractions, or you could multiply both sides by the LCD. Same thing. If you multiply means distribute x times y, xy minus x times 5 is 5x equals 2. We are solving for y. Y term is here, this does not have y, so we can move to the other side. So add 5x to both sides, then we have xy equals 2 plus 5x. Now we want to solve for y, so x times y, so divide by x, so y equals 2 plus 5x over x. We don't have to simplify, and this is the inverse of the given function. So we write that is this y is inverse, so f raised to -1, f inverse in terms of x equals 2 plus 5x over x. Okay, in part B we need to find the domain and range of f. So domain of f, here's the function f. Domain means the x values which are admissible here. Okay, so this is a rational function and we should not have 0 on the bottom. X minus 5, when does x minus 5 become 0? When x equals 5, right? 5 minus 5 is 0. So the domain of f is all real numbers except 5, because 5 minus 5 is 0 on the bottom. So domain is all reals except 5. So how do we write that? This is the number line negative infinity through infinity, and we should avoid 5. So the domain is negative infinity through 5, okay, parenthesis, union 5 through all the way, 5 through infinity. Okay, that's the domain. And now we need to find the range of f. Since this function is 1 to 1, the range of f will be the domain of inverse. So range of f is, in fact, this will be range of f will be domain of f inverse. So we find the inverse of this function, sorry, domain of this function, and the domain of this function will be the range of f. Okay, what is the domain of f inverse? This is a rational function and we shouldn't have 0 on the bottom. X equals 0 makes the bottom 0. So the domain of this function, inverse function, is all real numbers except 0. In terms of interval notation, negative infinity through 0 union 0 through infinity. So 0 is not there, and the domain of f inverse is range of f. Okay, let's move to the last part. Oh, there's D as well. State the domain and range of f inverse. All the way around now. The domain of f inverse, we just found here. Domain of f inverse is all reals except 0. So negative infinity through 0 union 0 through infinity. And we need to find the range of f inverse. That will be the domain of f. Okay, when f inverse is inverse of f, this f will be inverse of f inverse. So they interchange the domain and range. So range of f inverse will be domain of f, and we found here the domain of f is, this is the function f, so all reals but 5. So that will be negative infinity through 5 union 5 through infinity. Graph f inverse and y equals x. This is the identity line on the same set of axes. So use your calculator and graph. So y equals x is the identity line. Okay, and f and f inverse, since they are inverses to each other, your graph of f should be mirror image with respect to this line or symmetric with respect to this line. So if you have graph here, then f inverse should be here. So this the graphs of f and f inverse are symmetrical with respect to this line. Okay, you will see, just use your graphing calculator, graph f and f inverse, and they will be mirror images or symmetrical with respect to this line.